Now, when we set ourselves to study patent law, we can see, following these principles, that the laws themselves, statute law, case law, legal principles, have a number of purposes to serve if, as has often been thought, the laws are living beings or even like persons. These legal persons would have the job of awakening the inventive flair of a state as a whole and of all the groups, the permutations and combinations that are possible, which vast, of course, in a large population, and of the individual creator, so that the legal process is a way of lubricating the flow of noble wealth in such a way that the inventor is nourished, rewarded with the accolades which bring esteem, and even inspired. So now we come back to this notion of the legal laboratory, ask ourselves, what would it mean for a person to work with a law firm and to say, they inspired me with the nobility of their purpose, with the assiduousness of the way they combated the rogues who were trying to rob me, and so on. What it would mean is that we would have a nobler and higher aspect of jurisprudence. But in the age of social quantum theory, it must go the other way too. The lawyer, in terms of our ideal mathematics, also wants to feel, I am so inspired by this customer, this partner. And there are conditions which have to be met for that to operate at its highest level. The first is that the client should, of course, have that noble mien or demeanor and purpose that exalts the practice of law and isn't simply a way of being, say, an ambulance chaser or some of these bottom feeders or some of these vulgar ideas. We can use social calculus to describe, like the area under a curve, like a field of truth and beauty, the social interaction that constitutes the jurisprudential field comprising the legal practitioner and the client. But on the client side, it's not enough to say simply, I want my case to be an inspiration. According to customer theory, as we work it out in business schools, the legal client should also be a student of the pursuit of excellence by any given law firm. And the client should be a student of the pursuit of excellence by a particular law firm, namely the one that he or she is dealing with. As we've worked it out in our business classes, which I held at the University of Washington, that means that there is naturally enough a stream of conversation going in both directions when lawyer and client meet. On the lawyer's side, we have, how can I help you? How can I improve your life? How can I solve your problem? How can I be your lawyer? But on the client side, we have the same thing. How can I help you? How can I improve your law firm? Now, if the lawyer is not going to be offended by that, what we see here is like an alternating current as opposed to a direct current. And the current is the currency, the electrical power of intelligence. This means that in the era of smart weapons and smart houses and supposedly even smart money, we see the appearance of a systematic intelligence and wisdom calculus for any given law firm. And this would be true, of course, not just of American, but of any law firm anywhere.